Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
Daoud, you've called this coloring book disgusting. Why is that?
Well, we do advocate for responsible education for young people in terms of the national tragedy of 9/11. However, the problem that we have is in regards to the caricatures in this book, and not just Osama bin Laden, but other caricatures of Muslims in this book, as well as the language, that every single time that Muslim and Islam is used, it's used in conjunction with radical extremists and terrorists. And given the fact that this is a very emotional and sensitive topic, and that there were Muslims who were victims in 9/11 also, and there were Muslims who were victims, also who were first responders, we think it would have been more responsible if the language would not have been as such that every time Muslim was used as radical extremists and terrorists, and that all of these caricatures can paint into the mind of a young person that perhaps all Muslims may be somewhat responsible for 9/11, or that Muslims themselves might be an enemy or a fifth column within the United States of America.
So, Daoud, your contention with the coloring book is that it doesn't make a clear enough distinction between Muslim radicals and Muslims in general. Wayne, how do you respond to what Daoud is saying here?
Chris, what we're saying in the book is very simple. We're talking about the events in a 12-hour period on 9/11 in this book. We don't say anything about the Muslim faith. We don't say anything about Muslim people. We're talking about the 19 hijackers that came over here and murdered thousands of people. I don't know Mr. Waloud. I'm sure he's a lovely gentleman, but I also know that he released a video last night. He held this book up on 9/11 and called these icons disgusting. He calls the book disgusting. I can understand his point. I would be disgusted too, but he should call the people in the book, the 19 terrorists, Osama bin Laden, he should call him disgusting. This is history. It's absolutely factual. That's what this book is about. And then it talks about the freedoms in America. This book is not portraying any group of people. This book is not portraying Muslims in a negative light at all. That is incorrect. This book is about 19 terrorist hijackers that came over here under the leadership of a devil worshiper, Osama bin Laden, who come over here and murdered our people. That's what this book is about. And for someone from that organization to get on TV and call this disgusting is terrible. I think Waloud...
Hang on a second. Wait, let's let Daoud get in here. Daoud, what's your reaction to this, first of all? And isn't it important... Excuse me, guys. Excuse me for one second, Daoud. Isn't it important for children to be educated about the facts of 9/11? Wayne is simply saying this is a coloring book about the facts, not painting all Muslims as responsible.
We don't even mention the Muslim faith or the Muslim people at all. We don't even mention
Daoud, what's your reaction to that?
Or the Muslim people.
Muslim and Islam is mentioned in the text all throughout that book. For anyone who's looked at the book,
when it comes to the hijackers and their
background. No. Hold on. I showed you respect.
Now, Wayne, hang on. Let Daoud respond.
Hold on. I showed you your respect. I showed you your respect. Now show me mine.
Yes, sir.
Islam and Muslim is mentioned.
Well, sir, when you disrespect the front cover of this book,
every time Islam and Muslim.
Wayne, hang on a second. Let Daoud make his point, please.
Every single time Islam and Muslim is mentioned in that book, for the most part, radical extremists and terrorists is used in conjunction along with other pictures. Now, he has a picture of victims who are grieving around the next page with the portrayed terrorists, a woman with their cross in her neck. Now, as a minority, he may not be able to understand, since he's not a minority, in regards to the effect that this can have as far as portraying. Yes, it does. If we look at coloring books in the past. If we look at coloring books in the past that portrayed minorities, such as coloring books going back to Japanese Americans and even Dr. Seuss, we can see times in which minorities...
nothing to do
No.
Hey, hang on, guys. Hang on one second. Let's try to stay on topic here. Daoud, if you could put those papers down. We're not talking about the portrayal of minorities in coloring books. We're talking about this book in particular. And right now, I want to talk about the human element of this. And we're going to bring in Maureen Santora, whose son was the youngest firefighter who gave his life on 9/11. Maureen, when you see a book like this, do you feel that it helps people remember what happened, or is it inflammatory? Do we have Maureen on the phone? I guess we might have lost her. Well, guys, I don't want to make this a contentious situation between you guys.
Chris,
I don't want to turn this into a battle between. Excuse me? Wayne, go ahead.
This is not a battle. Chris, I want to show you something that I haven't showed anyone outside our company. Prior to making this book, our company wrote a letter to CAIR International Headquarters in Washington, D.C., and to the Reverend Louis Farrakhan in Chicago at the Nation of Islam. We asked for people's support in this book. We asked for people to participate, of the Islamic and the Muslim faith, to participate. Our message is in a letter. And it says, this is our request, with peace, understanding, and faith, that someday we will all respect each other and have mutual respect for all faiths and all religions.